1,000 metres, the distance of race number 4. We see the return of the very exciting Classic Unicorn 2 from 2 so far for the 4-year-old by Per in Canto. It is a strong lineup for Class 3 company. California Archer, he loves the course and distance. He gets the drop in grey. Baltic Whisperer. The newcomers, Halaku Knight, a former Australian galloper who won his last 2 before heading here to Hong Kong, and Highly Proactive, a New Zealand galloper who was unbeaten from 2. Super Junior's in good form already this season. Meridian Genius, likewise a last start winner up in grade. Shining Gem, Healthy Luck, and Mr. Right probably looking for the drop in class. And the city circuit, you would imagine, California Archer, Happy Victory, back and forth to Chunfa. And it's the only 1,000-metre race of the day. Tom, the false rail will be in place.
Yes, it certainly is, and there's plenty of speed in this race. You've got Classic Unicorn, who's a jump and run type with Mr. Lumiere, even Healthy Luck to an extent, and then that second line of speed winning feeling into Super Junior. You've got a horse there from the deep south of New Zealand, Highly Proactive, and he's coming into this with plenty of pace in his profile, where there just might be enough pace up front for him to get a nice drag into the race.
He is one of the first starters, Halaku Knight. Cheek pieces will go on him on debut. If you want to know what Halaku means, it's a Native American term for a baby name, which means full of sun. And it's out of summary, so I can see what they did there.
You're like an encyclopedia, Paul.
Classic Unicorn, I have to thank Angela Jem for that one. Classic Unicorn, he goes nicely there. Zach Purton aboard, and look, he's going into this race unbeaten and has looked good on his 2 runs to date. And the third one we've got is Super Junior. No pressure on him as he comes down. Derek Long aboard for this gallop, and you can see he's under a hold. He's been running really well. Derek's going to ride him on race day as well, so he knows the horse pretty well.
All right, let's start off with a little bit of winning form. We're going down the bottom of the page to Meridian Genius, who is, of course, taking on the stronger opposition for the first time, but a nice debut performance where he got the money by a nose over Victory Power. There was a big gap back to third.
Yeah, they went clear, didn't they, these two? And it was just a bob of the head, and Meridian Genius managed to hold on. Victory Power's run OK since without winning. But, look, they were miles ahead of anyone else at this stage. I think he's a big chance. I've got him in the numbers.
Yep, I've got him in as well. Lightweight, up in grade. I think he's a big player in the race, and Joe Moreira sticking with him.
That he is. All right, let's now go to Aldoto Maya, who rides a very interesting runner, Highly Proactive.
Aldo, Highly Proactive, a horse from New Zealand who's had 2 starts for 2 wins over there. What impression has he given you so far here?
Yeah, lovely sort, nice and strong, solid horse. He's still putting everything together, doesn't give much away at track, but his trials have been encouraging, and yeah, he's so far has really put his feet in all the right places, and I'm just hoping that he brings that to races as well, because if he does, I think he'll give a bold showing of himself, and slightly cautious with regard to the work he shows at home, but I think he's just a little bit immature, and I don't think he might pay too much regard to that. I'm just hoping that he's the kind of horse that just brings his A game on race day, and yeah, if he does do that, I'm encouraged for what might be coming.
I see he's wearing the hood here. He never wore a hood in New Zealand. What's the theory behind that?
Yeah, just obviously he just showed that he's a little bit anxious initially, but he's calmed down quite nicely. So I think it's perhaps just a precautionary measure just to make sure that he keeps his mind in the game. And yeah, everything seems in order.
Jump and run type. There looks to be a bit of speed in the race. What's the ideal scenario?
Yeah, listen, he's the kind of horse that dictates to you where he wants to be, and I think either way in a 5 furlong he's just going to find himself in a comfortable position. Whether they go too fast, he'll be a length off them. Whether they go too slow, he can lead. So it's nice to have also that sort of versatility, and yeah, it just gives you a couple of options. Galloped
him on Thursday morning. Are you confident of a good showing?
Yeah, like I say, he doesn't give away much at home, but when he does come to trials and he comes to the pens, he seems to switch on, which is quite important, and it's perhaps a character you like in a horse, and yeah, I hope that's going to be the case this weekend.
For you, the season starting, 4 wins, 4 seconds, few third placings. You're happy with how it's gone so far? Yeah,
listen, I haven't had too many rides, but the rides that I've got have all produced fairly nicely, and yeah, it's always nice when you keep your rate up like that, and it just gives you nice confidence from the saddle, and yeah, let's hope we continue with a similar momentum.
All right, the thoughts from the resident Kiwis here on this former Kiwi galloper?
Well, he's in good form. What he's shown at the trials here, he's actually a foal to Fortune Bobo, who was trained by Sabin Kirkland, the same man that trained Highly Proactive when he was called the last one down in New Zealand. So he's come from the same place, and I think he's going well.
Yeah, the trials look okay. The form's a bit questionable because it's down the bottom of the South Island, but look, he's got a bit of speed there. Be interesting to see how he goes.
You won't be welcome back down there, crikey.
All right, let's move on to Classic Unicorn, son of Per in Canto, who's done very little wrong, 2 for 2. He's been able to record fast time on both occasions, 55-1, 55 1:09. There was some post-race distress following his last performance last season, but there's been a long recovery period since then.
He lost a lot of weight before that race as well. If you can remember, he did lose a lot, and he's obviously wasn't 100%, but still won. I think he's 100% now, so he looks really tough.
He went from 1,224 down to 1,180.
Yeah.
OK. Him to beat who, Paul?
He's on top to beat Meridian Genius. I thought his run fresh up was really good. Super Junior's been very consistent, and we'll throw the good old South Islander in there, highly proactive for fourth.
Redeem yourself
5,
now.
10, 7 and 6, but I think 5 will win.
I'm going to take a chance here with the import, highly proactive to take on the favourite here, Classic Unicorn. Meridian Genius, I think, is certainly a player, and Super Junior, the double play there, win in place, highly proactive, and then a QQP with him thrown in there as well.
Yeah, I've got similar numbers. I'll save my final selection until I see the conditions tomorrow, but similar numbers to you two boys. And interested in Jenny's opinion, obviously, of the new gallopers there. Right.